Sometimes you just got to put it away. You just have to put it away. It'll be there, ready for you the next day. In any job, you have to just put it away, put it down. Okay. The live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast is brought to you this time around by TC Paintball. Online at tcpaintballgr.com, a man, Rick Steinbach, has a special deal going. Basically, you're going to buy your paintball in advance. Rick, like a lot of the businesses that are moms and pops, are just getting hammered, trying to slog their way through this catastrophe that has befallen all of us. But we're all in it together. Buy your paintball in advance. You can get a $100 gift certificate to TC Paintball for just $90 right now at tcpaintball.com, tcpaintballgr.com. You can call them as well, 616-249-8227. With that, you get the one-of-a-kind patch. Now, for some of you paintball heads, I don't know if that's what they call you, people that play paintball all the damn time, the patches are everything. It goes on your gear, whatever. And it says right on it, COVID-19 20, I don't know, what year is it, 2020? It's to signify that you were there when it all went down. Not like, hey, everybody, it's COVID-19. But like, man, yeah, this is almost like in memory of and to show that you supported this amazing local business, TC Paintball, during this really, really screwed up time. So if you're into paintball, or if you know you're going to be playing paintball, this is what I want you to do. Reach out to Rick at tcpaintballgr.com or call him at 616-249-8227 and put your money down now because, damn it, he needs it, as all of us do here as we make our way through all of this craziness. Okay, we're ready? I think we are. Let's do it.
And now, here's a guy who has never won a congeniality award at any radio station, anywhere.
I will fight you in the streets.
It's the Eric Zane Show podcast with your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you, Johnny. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. This is a daily podcast covering news, nonsense, and my personal shenanigans. Typically, it is all of those things, but obviously things have changed for all of us. Doing my best to keep this as positive as possible during a really, really jacked time. That doesn't mean I'm not talking about COVID-19. That'd be stupid to think that I could even pull that off. I don't have that much skill to be able to do a show like that, and nor do I want to, frankly, because you might hear, oh yeah, man, I'm sick of hearing about but the fact of the matter is I'm so concerned that I want to know what's up. I want to know, at least for me, and maybe you feel this way. I mean, seriously, if I want to know what's up, and all I'm concerned with right now, honestly, I have really wrapped my head around the mindset of nothing else matters except health. And if I, in my own little neck of the woods, can take care of me, I am going to keep other people from getting sick. If I don't get sick, I won't make anybody else sick. So that's all I got to worry about. And that's all I'm worried about. Now, I am not going to sit here and preach to you and tell you what you should be worried about. Fuck, that's your own problem. I can't. I would love to offer you a voice of reason, but fuck, I have enough problems with my own head. So, I hope that you are feeling okay, and I hope that you are healthy and you have a handle on this. But man, I'm just doing my part to try to stay healthy so that I don't get anybody else sick. There was some interesting stats. I'm constantly looking at the world, at the numbers, and Specifically, the big ones I've been looking at are Spain and Italy. And, while a lot of people are talking about the news of the day, the fact that the governor of New York said, well, we had less deaths today. And that seems to be the big one glimmer of hope that people are looking at. But what I haven't heard anybody mention is now you have several days in a row, 3 or 4 days in a row, where you have beyond peak numbers in Spain and Italy, not only for new cases, but in deaths. In fact, in Spain, yesterday's new infections were the lowest amount since March 20. And usually if you go back like 4 or 5 days, it's like, oh, well, that's a big deal. So, it was in the 4,000s or something like that. And Italy, much the same. Now, it's still horrible. You're talking about thousands of people getting sick every single day, and the deaths are also in the well over 500 a day. I mean, think about that. That is not a small number at all. One is too many, for God's sake. But it appears that it does have a, and that was the epicenter for a while. New York pretty much is it right now, and in New Orleans and Detroit are the three that come to mind as the big ones. But my God, I was talking with somebody about this the other day, and I don't know anything, but I do have a feeling that this is a very gradual process, and I don't think it ever goes away until we actually have a vaccine. I think that this isn't going to be like, all right, guys, on Wednesday we can all go back to normal. At least for me, I don't feel like that is going to happen. I think I'm going to maintain this to some degree, this type of vigilance, until this is way in the rearview mirror, But my God, at the end of the day, we just got to keep doing what we're doing, and it's just going to take some damn time. I saw a lot of politicizing of this over the weekend on Twitter, and I trolled 2 people in particular who are stupid idiots, and I was surprised. I thought I would hear something back from these morons, but I didn't hear a damn thing. Two stupid people. What was the one? It was Wood TV8 posted a story about how an inmate actually, this really wasn't. Yeah, this was kind of politicizing. An inmate in a correctional facility somewhere in Michigan died. And they posted that as a story. One of my biggest pet peeves is when stupid people say, and this is news, move on. Isn't there something to report? It's like, well, I'm kind of interested in that, and I think that is news to some degree. So I immediately said, shut up, stupid. They don't tell you how to make the fries. And I was just hoping and praying that I would hear back from that guy, because I've been in a mood to fight for some time now. That's the one thing. The one thing that's really come out in me since COVID-19 is wanting to actually get in a fight with someone. That was followed up by the moron. Who I forgot what it was. It was another Wood TV8 story, I think, and somebody said, reminder. This is there was a lot more infections with swine flu and a lot more deaths. I've heard a lot of stupid people make that claim, and I think the one thing that we've beat home quite well here on this show is the difference. Key differences are this: swine flu's death rate was 0.02. Okay, yes, more people as of right this minute died from it. And yes, more people as of right this minute were infected by it, but 0.02 death rate. Right now, in the U.S., it's just over 2%, okay? 2%, which, it might not sound like that much, but when you extrapolate that and put that out over a vast number of infections, it is a lot, okay, asshole? Not to mention the absurd infection rate. Half of the people who get this fucking thing aren't ever even going to know that they have it. They have no symptoms. But they're still going to spread it. So that's the absurd infection rate. Because everybody's going to be out in the public. I'm fine. I got no symptoms. They don't know they even have it. So I put that fucker in his place, and I wrote, reminder, you are a moron. Have someone read this to you. And it was the article that has the stats that I just plagiarized for you a moment ago. All right. shit. I wanted to start off on something more fun, but once I get going downhill, it's tough to stop. Let me just start by doing this. And if you're not watching this podcast, I am putting on a pair of readers so I can read my own damn writing. Now, this is the type of deal where these are my wife's readers, the glasses, and it's like a new set of eyes. Dean used to get so pissed. He was getting so pissed at me when we were playing trivia. Everybody's getting pissed at me. As soon as I start squinting or reading shit wrong on Fear Bunker Trivia, which I'll get to in a second, the ridiculous thing that happened during that game. Everybody gets annoyed as shit when I start squinting. Son of a bitch, get some glasses, you stupid idiot. Look, I got these at Tractor Supply, 3 pair for $12. Do it, stupid. So I'm fine. I ripped off my wife's pair. I'm going to use these things. But here's the problem. You know, you wear them on the end of your nose because when I'm looking at the camera just used without the aid of the readers, it's crystal clear. And then if I were to look down without the lenses in front of me, I can't read anything. So I put the damn reader in the tip of my nose, which is what a lot of people do, to read. And then when they look up, they can see clearly. However, sometimes the glasses actually are over my field of vision when I'm looking at things from a long distance, and I get motion sickness. I'm not kidding you. When I look up, oh, God, I get a really, really vivid feeling of nausea. I know that sounds really weak-kneed and pussified, but this is not that different. It's like when I would play Call of Duty with my kid, with Jim, when the shit starts like scrolling or scaling, whatever the hell the term is, let's say I'm running through the damn playing field, I would get sick as shit. I would play 1 minute of that game, and there'd be a bucket sitting next to me. I'd puke in the bucket, and then I'd go to bed for the rest, like 3 days. So I have to be very, very careful when I use these. God, this sounds so pathetic that I could get motion sickness from wearing these stupid-ass glasses. I need to see a physician is what I need to do. I need to see an eye doctor. I'm not going to go during this, during all the panic. But, fuck. All right. Before I continue, the Facebook live stream is brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. Thank you to them. Twitter, the Periscope video, brought to you by Blue Frost IT, at Eric Zane Show on Twitter. I'm on YouTube as well. You can find me there. Just search it out. The live stream is there. No sponsor yet. Soon. And the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage takes care of Instagram. I've got a Eric Zane Show podcast small business shout-out to do today. I'm going to call up Johnny's Pizza King in Cutlerville, Michigan. John Lombardo from the world-famous pizza-making Lombardo's Pizza family. Hang on. All right. Okay. This weekend, the entertainment. I didn't leave the house once. Not once. The entertainment. We went down several avenues. We had old school sitting in front of the TV. Films watched this weekend. Moneyball with Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill. Really liked that movie. Brad Pitt's character was, I don't know, for some reason, usually I'm massively in love with anything Brad Pitt does, but for some reason his portrayal of Billy Bean was a little thin to me. It was just like, I don't know, I couldn't quite put a finger on it, but however, Jonah Hill's character was the frickin' best in that film. Overall, I give this movie an 8. I really enjoyed it. I recommend watching it. It is for free on demand right now. I like the film. This is the story of the, I believe, 2002 Oakland A's baseball team. This team in 2001 got beaten by the Yankees in the playoffs, and then they lost all their good players, Johnny Damon, Jason Giambi, and something Isringhouse. And they all went to other teams. And the idea behind it was the A's were cheap bastards, and they'd only spend $40 million on their players, while the Yankees would usually spend $115 million. So how the fuck can they make a good team? Billy Bean, the general manager, was introduced to Jonah Hill's character. Forget who he is. These are all real people. And he is like, he was working under the guidance of some guru who said, this is what you do. You follow these numbers in baseball and you'll be able to win a bunch of games. So this is the story of that. It sounds boring as shit, I'm telling you. But I enjoyed it. Me describing it's terrible. But let's put it this way. I convinced Jackie Madison, 23-year-old girl, and 18, wait a minute, Jackie's 22. 22-year-old girl and 17-year-old girl, and my wife, and Justin, who did want to see it, and they all loved it. So there you go. I also rented 1917. Holy shit, you got to see this one. Now, this one I was really wanting to see for a long time. Historic World War I. A really, really great portrayal of the trench warfare. You have British soldiers in France, and the plot is these two dudes are given a message to go deliver to another trench 9 miles away, where the other trench, they had, intelligence that the Germans were on the run, and they were going to go and go running out of the trench and have an offensive and kick their ass. But Trench A, with two dudes that are going to run over to Trench B, have been given intelligence that, no, it's a trap. So the only way to get the message across is to give these two idiots to run across the battlefield like a couple of morons to get to Trench B to say, hey, call off the attack. You're about to get wasted. So this is the story of if they were able to get there and what they experienced along the way. Based on a true story. Based on true events, they say. All right. That was good. But to me, the big thing that stuck with me entertainment-wise that I am so late to the party is, say it with me now, rawr, Tiger King. Now, I'm not done with it. I'm halfway through it. But you people were right. You 100% are right. This is, it's so true. So often, life is stranger than fiction. Oh, love, love, love this show. I just cannot get enough of it. And in particular, the main guy you've been hearing about, this Joe Exotic. I really like this guy. I thought that of the three people I had seen early on, he was going to be the craziest. Now, they're all crazy. Every single person in this show is a lunatic, all right? Excuse me, but he is the least lunatic of the bunch to me. Well, maybe not, but I really like him. And this is the story of these fucking crazy maniacs who have wildlife preserves with tigers all over the place, and the rivalry between them, and the dirty pool that goes on between them, and just really, really bizarre. It's excellent. An excellent, excellent watch. If I wasn't so busy around here doing Eric things with my ADD, I can only watch. For me, it's like watch 5 minutes, put it away. You know, it's stupid. But I have slogged my way through 3.5 episodes, and it's really, really great. Cannot wait. You know what we could do on Zoom? Is we can have an Eric Zane Show podcast, Tiger King discussion. It's kind of late because, like I said, everybody's already watched it and talked about it. But would you be down for a Tiger King Zoom party? That might be fun. Now, speaking of Zoom, let's get into this topic. Friday night was the first ever Eric Zane Show podcast Fear Bunker Trivia Challenge. Bennett Flooring Installation had put up $50 for the winner. Be honest with you, there are some kinks that I needed to work out, which I even worked out on the fly as to how we play the game. So, but I think we did fairly well. I got a lot of positive feedback. There was 11 of us, plus me in the room, I think. And it was good, man. We played, we laughed, everybody had a good time. We spent about an hour and 40 minutes doing it. And I was able to post the recorded version of it online for you to check out. at the usual spots, Facebook, whatnot. I am doing it again this Friday. So everybody else who's left in the bag, you are going to play. And I think I'll do the drawing a little earlier in the week than on Thursday. Not like you have anything going on. Most of you have nothing going on Friday night. Mike Garofalo is already in because he was supposed to play last week, and he gave it up at the last minute because he had some work things he had to take care of. So Mike is in. But I'll draw more of you later in the week to join me to play the game. Give away more freebies, and I've got it's just going to be great. It's just so much fun. The trivia, it's like, you start rattling off these questions. It's luck of the draw. Basically what I do is I take the Trivial Pursuit questions, and if I know the answer, it's a good question. If I know it, it's going to be a question. I don't want to make it too easy. I don't want to make it too hard. Some will be too hard. Some will be too easy. Not a lot I can do about that. Eric Horn won a T-shirt. Mike Pellerito won a T-shirt, but though he declined it because he's awesome. And Jimmy Stinson from Maine won a T-shirt. Horn won the $50 prize. We had the Little Debbie snack giveaway. My God, JM Synthetics gave us a DIY oil change prize pack. Thank you to Jason. There we go. All right, but the big story on this was this. While we're playing the game, oh, wait a minute, before I get to that. If you want to play Fear Bunker Trivia, you must be on Patreon, okay? That's it. This is a Patreon-only game. Sign up at patreon.com/Eric Zane, or just go to ericzaneshow.com, click where it says Patreon. That way, once you sign up, and if you let me know you want to play, you got to send me an email, I will put you in the drawing for the game. You must let me know, though, on email. So if you're watching this right now and you're on Patreon and you haven't sent me an email saying, Zane, I want to be in the drawing for Fear Bunker Trivia Challenge, you got to let me know, okay? Because I don't want to draw your name and then have to track you down. You're like, what? I didn't sign up for this. What the fuck are you talking about? You got to let me know. Okay. What the fuck was I going to say? I already lost my train of thought. Oh, and then today I've got Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia. It'll be live on Patreon at about 9:45. Dale taking on Jeff Walgrave from beautiful Kalkaska, Michigan. Those two will be conferenced in on a phone call. Winner gets the $25 prize from Bennett Flooring Installation. Excuse me. Hang on. All right. But this is how it went down in that game. Something really, really absurd happened. I was kind of bothered by this, by what I saw. All right, so we're wrapping it up. And somebody threw out the suggestion, hey, I think it might have been Pellerito. Hey, Eric, why don't you take the link to the Zoom meeting and throw it out on Twitter and Facebook to the audience? And, as we're wrapping up, we can say hi to people. And now that sounded great to me. I was like, well, yeah. Well, of course I'll do that. I mean, that's just a fun way. Yeah, because, in a perfect world, everybody would be, hey, glad to do this. But I can't believe that we talked ourselves into this, knowing that we ourselves, I have reported about Zoom bombing, which is people just they get your link and then they join your room, and then they start posting nasty shit. Now, the story I talked about in Kalamazoo, where they posted racist stuff and porno and really terrible things, I didn't, until you see it, until you experience it, it's, man, because, here we are listening to this podcast. You hear stupid shit all the time, but we're all kind of in the same mindset for the most part. With a mixed bag of people at the Kalamazoo City Council meeting, I can only imagine if they got the shit that we got, because I posted the damn link, and you could have counted down from like 10. And then I don't know how it went, but somebody was watching my post, and it's almost like they were waiting for it to happen, because within seconds, some nasty-ass shit showed up there. I mean, like, dark corners of the web shit. And so it starts, and you can see this on the video. I posted it on the Facebook. Pellerito blurred out the nastiness, so it is safe. You will hear an N-word because that's what happened. At the drop of a hat, we're all in the room, and then you hear this weird voice say the N-word. And then if I remember it correctly, you see somebody appear to shoot themselves in the head, and then you see a very vivid close-up porno with one of the most enormous peckers I've ever seen on a human being. Now, I could have done without all of it, but if it was just porno, I think, it would have been like, great, geez, roll the eyes, get out of it, end it. But, the racist stuff, it's really, really bizarre and strange, but it didn't end there. So I quickly booted them from the thing, and I don't know why I thought, well, now we're safe, because you're not, because the damn link is out there. I think what was so staggering was the quickness at which it got put up to our room. Somebody had to have been following us, right, on Facebook. Is it a regular person who views what I do? Or that's a little bothersome that somebody would go out of their way who actually listens to the show, or maybe they don't listen to the show. It was troubling. I'm not going to lie to you. But then what really got bizarre was something I'm not really comfortable describing, but I will. It was a beheading. Somebody put up a GD beheading on there, and I don't know if it was fake or not. It looked very, very real to me, and I was like, oh, shit, this is just the worst day of my life. And we were all like, you can hear the over-the-top reactions of, oh, no, my God. And then that was it. We just kind of ended it there. And I like, what a bad idea that was. How did we do that? This is my fault. I apologize to anybody who saw that. I know it stuck with me. I can still see that horrible video, the last one I mentioned, in my mind's eye. And who does this shit? What type of sick son of a bitch is going to sit there and go about utilizing that type of video for these purposes? It was so bad. So we were Zoom bombed within seconds after posting that. You'll be able to see it. It's again, it blurred out. You won't see anything nasty. You'll just hear our reactions as that was kind of funny. I must admit. So that's what happened there. It was screwed up, to say the least. All right, I'm already late on my call to John Lombardo, so I think I'll get to that right now. I just put these stupid glasses on, and then I immediately ran my face into them, or ran my microphone right into the glasses. The open of the Eric Zane Show podcast is brought to you by Horizon Hydroponics. Boy, they've adapted quite well to COVID-19. Of course, they're selling everything you need to keep the plants growing. Whatever it is that you are growing indoors. Some of you, tomatoes. Most of you, cannabis. Horizon Hydroponics has everything you need. The plants will not starve. They will keep growing. And hell, you got some extra time. You've always wanted to do this. You need the right gear. Their website is HORIZEN hydroponics.com. They have curbside pickup. They've got stores in Grand Rapids on Alpine, the Growers Outlet in Byron Center. They got a Kalamazoo location and a Lansing location. And you anywhere in the world, you can shop online. 866-791-1664 is their phone number if you want to do curbside. Or you can have it delivered at horizonhydroponics.com, HORIZEN hydroponics.com. Threads Podcast. They had a group podcast just the other day. Yesterday, I do believe. Jason and Ben doing a great job getting deep, going deep on what's affecting your life, relationships, stuff like that. It's the Threads Podcast online at threadspodcast.com. I want you to check them out. friends of the show, and key sponsors since way back. Thank you, Threads Podcast. And if you're thinking about a camper or an RV, Terrytown RV is the place of choice for the Eric Zane Show podcast. You can shop online at terrytownrv.com. Hundreds and hundreds to choose from. You've got what they call now folding campers. I call it a pop-up. Travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes, Class A, Class C, diesel, gas, sprinter vans, you name it, Terrytown RV. When the dust settles, we'll see you on Division between 68th and 76th Street. Thank you, Terrytown RV. All right, the Eric Zane Show Small Business Shout-Out is commencing right now. The latest this time around is the proprietor from Johnny's Pizza King in Cutlerville, Michigan. John Lombardo is who we're bringing in right now. In theory. Hello, John. Ba, 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 ba.
Hi, it's Brittany. I'm not available right now, but if you'd leave your name and your number, I can get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
Did I just call somebody named Brittany? That's screwed up. All right, let me try this again. Brittany's like, who is this? All right, this is embarrassing. That was all weird.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. John.
How's it going?
It's going well, buddy. How are things today?
Pretty good. It's early yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know it. What time do you normally get up?
Oh, about 9 or 10. You know, being a pizza guy, that's how we do.
Yeah. How long you been making pizza, John?
Oh, boy. Since I was a kid. So, what is that? About 40 years at least.
My God. How old were you
Yep.
when you got your first place?
21.
Oh,
so,
my.
it was
Yeah.
1988. So, yeah, I've been there for 32 years.
Oh, Jesus. You are so old.
I know it. I know it. I used to be the kid. Now I'm the old timer.
Well, how scared were you when you first opened up that first joint? Were you like, "Oh God, man, I'm gonna lose my ass"? I mean, were you all like idealistic? Were you scared? Did anybody try to talk you out of it?
No. I kind of I took it over from my dad.
Okay.
So it was kind of a dying dog when I took it over, to be honest with you. So there wasn't much expectation, but you know, we stuck with it, and it grew over the years.
Now,
and here we are. We're still doing it.
is that the same place that is right now that we're going to talk about?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my God. Okay. Well, so you've been going strong since that time. Dad passed it along to you, and you've been doing it. So is this, as we look at this challenge with COVID-19, you still have managed to stay open for business. Isn't that right, John?
Yes.
Okay, so at Johnny's Pizza King, you're where exactly are you in Cutlerville?
We're just north of 68th Street on Division. So, yeah, just a couple blocks north of 68th on Division.
Well, shit, I just got done talking about Terrytown RV. That's just down the road from you.
Yeah, those are my buddies. Yeah.
You actually?
Good people.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, they're one of the sponsors of the show, so that is so cool. All right.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Excellent.
How are you, man? Because a lot of people are like takeout restaurants. I mean, for restaurants doing just takeout, have you been able to adapt enough that you're like, okay, this is going to suck, but I think we're going to be all right?
Well, it already sucks when you're in the pizza business, so we're used to that part of it.
Okay.
I mean, everything is hard. Trust me. Staying open till 2 a.m. on the weekends and all that business. So we're kind of used to, you know, not having it real easy. So it is a little different, but we were able to adapt, I guess, you know, taking away the dine-in did something, but we went out and pushed kind of the delivery aspect of it, and we've been okay. We've been pretty good.
All right. I'm glad you're hanging in there. Not everybody is in that same boat. There's some people that are just getting hammered. I'm sure you even know people that are taking it on the chin since this all began. So good for you.
Yeah. Terrible for a lot of people I know.
So, John, with your restaurant, Johnny's Pizza King, will they call 616-281-2322 to order?
That's right. That's right.
Is there an online presence that they should know about?
Not really. I basically just have a Facebook page.
Gotcha.
That's pretty much about it. Yeah.
Now I'm going
You got to use the phone.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to link that up. Now, who did I talk to when I called? Was that your son?
Yeah. That was my son, Jake.
Okay. Now, was one day he going to be next in line for this, John? Do you think?
Yes. That's my escape plan.
Oh.
That's That's my escape plan.
How long till you retire?
Well, like I said, we still got that. We still got the ice cream shop.
Yeah.
So if I can just kind of hang out there,
all right.
That'd be good enough for me in the not so distant future.
All right. Now, John, we had talked off the air, and that was exactly that. Mrs. Lombardo is ice cream queen. You are pizza king, but she is ice cream queen. Isn't that right?
Absolutely.
All right. Take me through that one. Where is that? Where can people go get the ice cream? Because that's still open too for like a curbside or drive-through or whatever it is. Right.
So if I'm a couple blocks north of 68th on Division, she's a couple blocks south of 68th Street on Division, right down by Terrytown, not far from there.
Okay.
That's been a big change there. That's really been a challenge, I guess, because we pretty much just operating with the drive-through, which we're blessed to have. The bulk of that business has just been drive-through. I think she only allows one person up to the window at a time, which is kind of tough because, a lot of times they'll walk up with their kids or whatever, and it's like,
oh, I got you. So
come on, people, 6 feet,
okay.
And most people get that, Eric. Most people get that 6-foot thing. It's kind of nice. They do it, but her drive-through thing, she's got some food specials there, obviously. And,
sure.
And it's just been kind of clogging the parking lot because we kind of wrap around the building now, for the drive-through at her shop.
What is the actual name of the ice cream shop?
Sweet Rewards.
All right, very good. Sweet Rewards. If you're in West Michigan, along Division on 68th Street, you can go get the pizza. You can have the ice cream after. Were you like me when this started to unfold, the whole thing with coronavirus? I didn't believe it at first. Did you believe it?
I kind of did, I guess. It just felt kind of like real to me. It felt like it was coming, and it pretty much has, I guess.
Yeah. It's crazy how quickly this has changed, thrown everybody on its ear, on our ears. It's absolutely remarkable.
Yeah, that's what was surprising is, all of a sudden we're getting these orders to not leave the house, and all this, which I guess are good actions to take with this, because it is pretty violent, pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
And that's been the most shocking part is how, holy cow, all of a sudden it's like we've been thrust back into the 1970s. That's what it feels like. If I'm out there delivering a pizza, I look around, the roads are just, there's hardly any traffic. You'll see some people walking and stuff. It kind of brings me back to the 1970s.
What
feels like that.
What are you talking about? Did like no one drive or walk around in the 1970s? I'm losing.
Right. On the roads, because when I'm out delivering pizza, okay, I just noticed there's nobody out there.
Yeah,
it's
for
empty.
Sure.
It's slow.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, John, I'll tell you what, man. This is all good. I thank you for joining me, and I give my best to the family over there. And I understand that you got like the whole family seems to be in food. Your nephew owns Lombardo's over here in my neck of the woods. That's Lombardo's Pizza too. My God, so It's
Yeah,
kind of
yep.
kind of like a
Yep,
family
we got
thing.
my sister. Right, my sister has the Frankie V's there on 28th with her husband Frank.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so they're and I feel for them because they just have the curbside they're going with, and it's been a real struggle for all those kinds of places like that. And their place is no exception.
True.
So
Yes or no? If you were to go back several generations of the Lombardo family, has there ever been anyone that you've heard of, maybe a great uncle or a great grandparent who's been in the mob?
you know what? No, I think honestly, from what I know, here, way back, my grandpa is probably the toughest dude you've ever met. He's just one of those dudes. He ran that the first pizza place I think of the family was in the early, like 1960. They opened it up on Michigan Street up there on the hill, and he was just known to be kind of a badass. I mean, he had that mentality, but no, he was never a gangster.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah, not in our family.
All right, John. Well, you're a good man, and give my best to your family. I hope you have continued health, and hopefully, all together, we'll get through this. Okay.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Eric. You too, man.
Oh, the pleasure's mine. I'll talk to you down the road. Okay.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right, man. See ya. That is John Lombardo. He owns Johnny's Pizza King. All right, which is weird because it's Johnny's, like, Eric's glasses. It's Johnny apostrophe S, like he owns the Pizza King. Johnny's Pizza King. So is it Johnny standing next to a dude holding a pizza with a crown, and Johnny's going, "I own you"? But I don't know. Or maybe it should be Pizza King Johnny or Johnny Pizza. I don't know. I'll probably just leave it just the way it is. He knows what the hell he's doing. Thank you to John for getting up early. Oh, wait a minute now. I shouldn't thank him. He should be thanking me. What am I doing right now? I'm an idiot. All right. I posted this video yesterday, and it's a. I wish it had gone faster, but it's about a 5-minute watch. And I am going to spoil the ending, but it doesn't matter now because a lot of you have seen it. I talked about that tree in my backyard. The wind hit it last year, and it's tilted. It's like, at an angle. It's going to go down the next big gust of wind, and who knows what it's going to hit. Now, the direction it's leaning is a safe area. If it falls in that direction, it's going to be just fine. But who knows what can happen? It could end up going another way and crash into my house. Maybe fall on somebody walking through the yard, for God's sake. So it's got to come down. I've been meaning to do it, and I didn't do it. Well, this weekend, Diana's like, "You should cut that down." I go, "Well, now I got to wait for Dean." Dean, of course, boring Dean, has cut so many trees down. This guy's got tons of experience doing this shit. He knows what's up. I'm supposed to wait for Dean, man. He doesn't want me to touch that thing unless he's here to offer some advice. And so she continues to dog me about that. She goes, "I knew you couldn't do it." I'm like, "Yeah, I can do that damn thing. Tell me I can't." She goes, "You can." I go, "All right, I'm going to do it." So I put on my chaps, put on my helmet with my visor and my safety glasses and my ear protection. And she rolled the footage. I said, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down on video. That's how this. So I was a little nervous about that. So, damn it, put this felling notch in, and it looked stupid. It wasn't the prettiest thing, but I did do the notch appropriately, and it was on the right spot on the tree. Went around the backside, cut a little bit in, and boom, it went down gloriously. You must see this video. I've got it near the top of my Facebook page, and I might be able to put that right on the website. But one way or another, you'll be able to see that. Success. Hard at work, getting the chores done around the house. You're probably doing the same damn thing. All right. All right, so here's the story that I want to tell you about this lady in a community called Eureka, California. This is yet another example of the poor behavior that has been happening nonstop since this virus hit. Damn it. Every time we turn around, there is another ridiculous story, and more of them are people coughing on people or spitting on people and then claiming that they have the Rona. Baruch Friedheim was the guy's name, or I forgot. I might be getting that last name wrong. The dude who was hoarding all of that medical equipment in Brooklyn, and then the feds say, "Hey, what are you doing? You gotta sell that to the hospitals immediately. You can't gouge people." He wasn't even in trouble for anything if he would have just done that. Instead, he coughs on the feds, the FBI that are standing there. And they're like, well, now you're in trouble. So he was arrested for coughing on the feds. And I don't know what ultimately will happen with that. But then they took all his shit and they wrote him a check for the market value of it and gave it to the hospitals. Which, by the way, I think you're supposed to be wearing a mask now of some type when you leave the house. That's just what they're recommending. And I don't want to get in the head of anybody and say don't do it. Being recommended you wear a mask, and it's not because they're afraid of you breathing in shit. They're afraid of you giving shit off, because that whole idea of a lot of these people don't even know they're sick and will not know they're sick. If you wear a mask, you have less chance of spit flying out of your mouth. You know, they say that the two big concerns are sneezing, coughing, and talking. If you're talking to a person within 6 feet, I know with me, hell, you never want to be within 6 feet of me. There's constantly shit flying out of my mouth. It's spit. So this crazy lady, from what I understand, it doesn't even give a real reason as to why she was freaking out. Let's see. Walmart shopper. Walmart shopper spits and coughs on employees. It was a billing dispute at the register. Man, she felt she was overcharged and wanted to look at the screen. But the Walmart worker said, "I need you to back up," as you would expect. That's when she started to freak out. A manager walked over and tried to calm this kook down, but she spun into a full-blown meltdown, coughing and spitting on another Walmart person, who immediately called the cops. TMZ writes, if you thought that was crazy, just watch the cringe-worthy aftermath of her trying to explain why she did what she did. It's got something to do with a crackpot theory about dispelling phlegm to get rid of the virus. I hadn't heard that crackpot theory. All right, here's how it went down. Somebody's holding a cell phone. The first voice you'll hear is cell phone holder saying, "Damn, crazy bitch," or some shit. Check it out.
This bitch is going crazy. Look at her. Move. Wow.
There it is. Did you hear that? That was the cough. You hear her cough, and then she really gets pissed off.
Move. Wow.
She's coughing on him.
Wow.
She's spitting on him.
I'm gonna ask you to shut the fuck up and get the fuck away from me before I slice your neck with my spit again. Do you even see where it landed?
I'm gonna hit her.
Right there. Huh? Did you just do this in the bathroom, manager? It's called get your phlegm out, because that's where you're getting the fat out, and the fat holds the toxins and the fucking viruses.
Ma'am?
Do you think I'm just having fun being a stupid blonde?
Would you like to go?
Yeah, I just decided that I just wanted to be born to be a stupid blonde. Yeah, like I am the only fucking blonde here.
Bummer if you're blonde. Oh, fuck, man. Jesus. the idea that there is, well, actually, on some levels, she is right, because there is a layer of fat around the virus components that cause all the trouble on a microscopic level. So I don't know. She might be right in that regard, but I don't think you want to cough the phlegm up towards someone intentionally because your fucking pool noodle. I ruined this joke. Fuck. God damn it. I'm an idiot. I hate it when I do that. Well, anyway, another prime example of stupid, shitty behavior happening surrounding coronavirus. All right, there's a reason why there is a toilet paper shortage, and it isn't just people buying it. This is ridiculous, but it's how it is right now. Thanks again to Blue Frost IT, and they're working for your businesses. All of your employees are working from home. Hey, use your home computer. Yeah, boss, my home computer sucks. There's all sorts of shit wrong with it. You might need to get a hold of Blue Frost IT. They can do an hourly rate quick fix for you, which is a lot less expensive these days during the pandemic. Reach out to them, 616-200-8550. Helping small and medium-sized businesses keep running efficiently. Blue Frost IT, online at bluefrostit.com. Anywhere in the U.S., you can buy your AMSOIL from JM Synthetics. New website, jmsynthetics.com. You can call Jason at 616-747-0233. JM Synthetics, selling AMSOIL. For all you DIY people, you want to get the right oil for the whatever it is that you're changing. And they invented motor oil, did AMSOIL. And Jason is a AMSOIL distributor. And finally, the Kent County Health Department still working tirelessly for you, 616-632-7200, 616-632-7200. My God, they wanted me to remind you that while this is all happening still, you might be in a spot where you're like, hey, how the hell are we going to be able to feed the family if we don't have any money? That is a very, very real thing. There is some help out there. It's called WIC. If you don't know what it is a debit card full of credit for you to be able to buy every month the right amount of milk, cheese, bread, eggs, staples to keep your family fed. Reach out to the Kent County Health Department at 616-632-7200. Somebody will answer the phone. And you can also go to my website, ericzaneshow.com, and click on the Kent County Health Department logo, and it'll take you right to the frequently asked questions page about WIC. Okay? Eric at ericzaneshow.com. If you want to reach out to me with any type of email correspondence. Randall writes, hey, you may need to research changing your Zoom link because it's a static link, kind of like people's personal Patreon link. Otherwise, I think you'll always be susceptible to Zoom bombing because your meeting link is out there, and particularly with the sicko you talked about this morning. He says, I'm not 100% certain. He says you could start Netflix. Too bad I just talked about it then publicly. I probably should have read this one. You can start Netflix watch parties with a free Netflix party, too. It's the 21st century version of Mystery Science Theater 3000. I like that idea. Netflix party. Write it down. Boy, that would be a real kick in the dick if that is the case on fucking the Zoom thing. Damn it. Shit. It's ruined after one episode, of course. All right. I'm walking down the aisles of Meijer, and one of the things I do when I do happen to make it out there is I try to take notice to the things that are different about the store, nowadays compared to what they used to be. And if I see that something is returning, that's always a glimmer of hope to me. Like if I see meat on the shelves, I'm like, oh, okay, well maybe Maybe there's less panic. Maybe there's less hoarding that is going on. But one aisle you walk down is the paper products, and the toilet paper is, it's gone. And they have a huge aisle that is supposed to be there, and it's absolutely empty. And I'm like, how can people still be buying it all every single day? But there's a little more to it than that. I didn't realize that now there's an actual shortage because of what has happened, and there's some reason behind that. What is supposed to happen is there's a hierarchy when it comes to people who make toilet paper. And they have a priority hierarchy with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, and medical companies at the top, with stores somewhere in the middle, according to the article. Quote, aside from consumers trying to stock up, the government and first responders are definitely taking far more than they were before. The U.S. relied on China and India for about 10% of its tissue supplies prior to the COVID-19 outbreak. China stopped making it as the country deals with the impact of the outbreak, which put a strain on the U.S. supply. Americans aren't going to the bathroom more than they used to, but where they're taking dumps has changed. So if you go to the bathroom half the time at work and then the rest at home, there's more of a balance there. Now everybody's taking their dumps at home and no one's taking their dumps at work. Prior to the crisis, 80% of the sales were to businesses and 20% were to consumers. But that is completely flipped. 80% to consumers, 20% to businesses. It was said that the strain in the supply will last about another 3 months. In particular, if you want to get to the store early, like Aldi right now opens at like 9 or maybe 8. Check the hours. I don't know. But if you are like there half an hour beforehand, and people do this, they line up, and then the door opens, and then 5 seconds after the door opens, all of the toilet paper is gone. I did not see this coming. Of all the things to have happen, COVID-19 has affected the animal kingdom. Of all the animals to affect, that would be affected, that you would hear about, you would think that with the multitude of people that have been affected by it, we would hear about a dog or a cat somewhere in the U.S. being affected by this. Which, I've heard stories that there have been animals affected, very few, 1 or 2, like hardly any. So I'm like, well, what exactly is happening here? Well, a fucking tiger at the Bronx Zoo has it. A tiger. Of all the times when everybody's watching Tiger King, that's exactly what has happened. The first animal in the United States has tested positive. So of all the dogs and cats that are in homes of people that have this, a captive animal in the zoo gets it? Nadia is a 4-year-old female tiger at the Bronx Zoo. Tiger's sister is Azul. Azul? Azul? A-Z-U-L. Did I say Azul? Is that Azul? Let's see. 2 Amur tigers, 3 African lions had developed a dry cough and are all expected to recover. The positive COVID-19 test for the tiger was confirmed by the vet there. Fucking tiger has Jesus. Apparently the guy who feeds the tiger, that idiot showed up to work and he must have coughed on the antelope leg or something like that, and then threw it into the cage, and now the friggin' tiger has the damn thing. You see that story about what is the dude's name from England? Boris, what's his face? The Prime Minister? Boris Johnson? The dude whose hair is all, he looks like he's homeless. This is ridiculous. He tested positive for COVID-19 in the past couple of weeks. So he's been laying low at home. And then the story broke over the weekend that he is in the hospital. Now, on Twitter, ABC News published this. Boris Johnson in hospital dealing with COVID-19. And it showed a picture of medical professionals, EMTs, loading a person into the back of an ambulance, and their head was covered up. So the implication is that that is Boris Johnson being loaded into the back of the ambulance. It is Boris Johnson, isn't it? I'm getting in my own head now. Yeah, it is Boris Johnson. So you see that, and the average person who looks at that tweet, but the first thing I thought of, and I'm really proud about this, I said, I wonder if that's Boris Johnson. That doesn't seem like we would be able, that would be something that would be able to be photographed, him being transported. It seems weird to me. It wasn't. That was not him. That wasn't even in the U.S., okay? You've seen this from time to time. The story about on CBS News, they were talking about the dire scenario in New York hospitals, and they showed footage from an emergency room in Italy. These fucking assholes do this shit. This is a combination of things. Yes, this is all legit, that what we're going through, but don't be fooled by what people are trying to do to make it seem more grim than what it is, to try to trick you into watching the news more. They're trying to trick you every time you turn around. So be wary of that. That picture was not Boris Johnson being loaded into the back of the fucking ambulance. It was some dummy. Yeah, he's not a dummy. He being loaded into the back of the ambulance. The ambulances in England are a totally different color. They're like a green with a mosaic on the side of them, and this is like an AMR one from God knows where. And in fact, Boris Johnson drove himself to the fucking hospital. There was no ambulance when Boris Johnson even went. He goes, I better go get a couple more tests. I'm feeling a little rough here today. I better go check in. This is a leader of one of the most powerful countries in the world. It's not like he's got to be carted outside of his place, and he wants to make sure that he's okay. Ridiculous. Okay. There's 2 stories left, and I'm going to save the last one. And the one I'm going to do last has nothing to do with COVID-19, okay? There's 2 stories remaining. One does have to do with COVID-19, but it's probably the one you're going to talk about most. It is a couple in India are welcomed in twins to the world. And I didn't want to believe what they named the twins. I thought it had to be a fake story. My first thought is whatever story I see is fake. It's always fake until I track it down. Nope. This is not a fake story. I don't know what the hell is going on here. As always, reach out, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. If you have any comments, questions, concern about what's going on. Patreon, we've got Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia with Dale happening at about 9:45 Eastern Time, live on Patreon, and then the recorded version posted, audio version posted shortly thereafter. And you can watch the on-demand video, too, if you are a $10 patron. Yeah. So that's what's coming up. Hang on. All right. I don't know what my problem is today. I feel like I'm in some kind of funk. Might be just because it's Monday. I feel healthy, though. Don't worry. I hope you do, too. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. There they are over my corner. Jesus. Let me start over. I don't know what my problem is. I'm talking too damn fast. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Over my shoulder is what I wanted to say. You can reach them at 231-332-6505. Mario's still working hard. You need to get some cash out of the home, reach out to Mario. Looking to buy your first home? Now exactly isn't the best time to buy, but still you can get the mortgage. And the quicker you get that done, the quicker you can get back after it looking for your dream home. I guess you can still buy a home these days. I mean, don't let me prove that anything to you. You can still do that. 231-332-6505 for the mortgage from Mario. And, of course, Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, 616-202-5538. They will drive to your home, pick up the car, take it back to the shop, and fix it for you, and then bring it back. This is the COVID-19 protocol at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, servicing all domestic, Asian, Minis, Mercedes, and BMWs. They are essential. They are open. Call them at 616-202-5538, online at irvines.com. All right. The country of India. That's the place where I talked to you about how they're not taking any shit on the streets with coronavirus, and they have like a lockdown there. And if you're caught venturing out, there's like dudes with billy clubs, and a lot of the people ride on like scooters and motorbikes. They stop you and beat you in the street, and then while you're bleeding, they make you do push-ups and like squats until like your eyes pop out of your head. So everybody in India is getting ripped and beaten if they decide to venture out of the house. This is not the politest way of doing it. We're not there, thank God. But in India, they aren't taking any chances. Again, cannot talk today. 1.3 billion people in India. So this is a big deal. Well, there's 2 more people in India. 2 children. Newborn twins. A boy and a girl. They were born on March 27th to the proud parents, Preeti and Vinay Verma, in a state in India called Chhattisgarh. The delivery happened, this is a quote, after facing several difficulties, and therefore, my husband and I wanted to make the day memorable. Preeti Verma told the Press Trust of India, and reported by Sky News. I haven't yet told you the key thing here. The couple made a decision. With all the difficulties surrounding what the world is facing, they wanted to name the child something memorable. Some of you have already seen this story. Kenny no doubt has, and is probably already on the chat telling everybody what it is. I hate it when you people do that. Names of the children are Corona and COVID. Not making it up. They named the child after, well, you know what the hell they named the child after, but why would you name the child after what's killing everybody? What? It would be like in 1980, whatever, naming one kid HIV and the other kid AIDS. I mean, seriously, if you were in Hiroshima, Japan, way back when, would you name one child? What were the name of the bombs? Little boy and fat man, or a big kid? The one bomb was big guy and little dude, or whatever the fuck they were. I mean, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Can you imagine the doctor if he's like, oh, shit. Yeah, seriously? Those same guys that are out, he's probably, hey, have the guys out in the street come on in. When they're done beating that guy's ass on the motorcycle, have them come in here and whip his dad's ass and the mom who are bedside. Have them beat their ass and then have them go into the maternity ward and hit the kids with the canes. In India, they're crazy, so they're going to do all this shit. So the guys walk in, he's punching his fist, punching his hand with his fist, walks in, starts kicking the ass of the mom and dad, goes over with the cane, starts hitting the kid, making the babies do push-ups. What the fuck? How can this possibly be a thing? COVID and Corona. I mean, what's that going to be like growing up? COVID and Corona. This has to be the worst names. I mean, we've had a lot of stupid names over the years. But this is the worst thing I have ever heard in my entire life. It's like calling the kids cancer and tumor. Naming them after an infectious disease that's killing thousands of people makes no sense. Ridiculous. And finally, we have to go to the great state of Florida. Of course, this is not good news. What happens when you combine Florida and a gender reveal party? Now, this would be staggering enough, what I'm about to tell you, if this was the first time that it happened, to actually do what is about to happen. But this has actually happened before, and it caused untold damage. It actually went the way, about a year ago, I was talking to you about the dummy who, in the gender reveal, and there's video of it, blew up the tannerite. And it started that enormous wildfire somewhere in the country. I think it was somewhere in California. And in the video, the guy was like a cop or something like that. He's going, "Oh, we got to go. Let's get the hell out of here," as everything burst into flames. And that started this massive fire, which, there was tons of damage, people hurt, people killed. Horrible. It's happened again. A gender reveal party in Florida went wrong, sparked only a 10-acre fire. They're very lucky. Firefighters were called to a home in Brevard County after reports that a blaze was ignited, maybe by fireworks. And here's the thing. There is a burn ban because it's so dry there right now. You can't even throw a cigarette down without, everything bursting into flames. Now, tannerite, I had heard, isn't necessarily, when it explodes, I don't know if there's a firebomb that does it, but still, it causes fires. It caused that massive one that I just talked about. And so it happened again, the same damn thing. They were using using tannerite in a weapon. Something as seemingly innocent as a gender reveal turns into a large-scale disaster where homes are threatened. The blaze was fast-moving and heavy fuel ended up burning 10 acres before it was completely contained, so not a big deal. No homes were damaged. So the dude is going to get in some big trouble. Order comes with a fine of up to $500. Unclear whether anybody faced a fine, but this guy is no doubt in trouble. My God, what an idiot. Come on. All right. I'm going to need you to pay attention because I'll be going live on Patreon at about 9:45 with Dale and Jeff Walgrave for Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia. That is the live stream. It will happen live, of course, and then I will post it when we are all said and done. Sign up at patreon.com/Eric Zane. Don't forget about A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. My man, Joe Martinez, wants to work for you. Of course, essential. If you have a breakdown, whatever goes wrong, he can go into your home. He's going to... Don't worry, he's clean. Make it clean for him, okay? Wipe down what he's working on. I'd love that. I don't want Joe getting sick when he comes into your home. 15% off for Zane Show podcast listeners. Just mention my name when you call him at 616-516-8579. He can install an air purifier, too. The ERV system costs $2,600. That pulls air from outside into your home and puts air from inside of your home outside. It's a great contraption. Costs $2,600. You're going to save 15%. Or the iWave for just $997. He's going to install it into your blower and save 15% on that as well. All right. That is going to do it for the Eric Zane Show podcast. I am out of time. I have more podcasting to do with you later on, not only with Dale and Jeff going at it for Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia, but the Patreon bonus podcast. You hear another Kennedy died? Oh, my God. This one was screwed up. I'll talk about that a little bit on the Patreon. Horrible, horrible. Yeah, good news. Okay, stay safe. Stay locked up. Stay cooped in if you can. We got a little bit of time to hunker down. It's the way we're going to do it. Going to get through it this way. Thanks again, folks. I appreciate you. Until next time. Bye-bye.